Hey ratbags, guess what? Another little patch went live for the public test last night. So I don't normally report all of these little mini ones because you will never know about them if you're not in the public test branch. You'll just get the one big update with all the fixes and improvements that everyone's give feedback out. But I figured I would go for it because I felt like some of it was pretty interesting today. And there's a few things that might have been listed in the main patch notes, but I feel there's significant changes that I'm actually going to show you today that we noticed when I've been streaming over the last couple of days. So all fashion and tough nugget crafting recipes now require one sap and one bug part. They're making it more expensive. It did seem like it would be just a bit too weird crafting a rock out of just one bug part. So I'm kind of glad they're adding something else, some other ingredient. If you don't know somehow about the changes coming to Grounded in the big update that should be hitting probably next week at some point, then yes, there's going to be massive changes. You need to go and watch some of the videos I've already put out. Cooking UI updated to mention cooking meals instead of baking. Defrag and pet inventory buttons in inventory UI now have labels, and I've added more upgrade stones in the hedge and the haze. I'm not mad that I did spend 2.5 hours streaming clearing out all of them areas last night. No. Burgle animation dialogue fixes. Burgle will resume asking for help when he's down before meeting him. Pet inventories count towards nearby storage when crafting. That's one of the best things that really I didn't realise was you can have your pets carry items for you now, and now they will literally be mini storages. Crafting recipe buttons no longer randomly show you can craft checkmark even when you couldn't. Clients now get mixer activation sounds and UI notifications when another client triggers one. Adding audio to the rest time lapse, updated icons for upgrade nuggets and rotten meat slurry. They've knocked down pupa locations are properly synced on clients, so if you're playing with others you will actually see the pupa on the floor now. Disable pet home equip button where a non-equipable item is selected. Payback attacks can no longer trigger if a boss fight is active. Weevils will hoard less around dropped mushrooms, so you're not going to be just bringing them all to yards so super quick. And attempting to import Steam saves the old way into a Windows Store build will no longer cause your game to get stuck on an infinite save conversion screen. Thistles should be easier to pick up and require less cursor precision, and they fix some random memory corruption crashes. So let's talk about some of them little changes you might not have realised. They've actually turned or changed where you flick the button for the resource scanner. It's now in that little observatory that you kind of go past if you jump on the zip line. So you don't have to complete the actual hedge laboratory now before you get access to the scanner, which is great news. It does make the game a little bit easier for players to be able to find them resources even earlier. And unless I'm tripping, I swear the Ruz tees didn't look as bashed up and madly dirty as they do now. You'll also notice there's a bunch more of these chests now inside all of the laboratories, and they're going to give you more options basically of getting some of the stones, the either nuggets of toughness or the nuggets of fashion. So obviously the patch notes do list that there's going to be more of the rocks actually in the hedge and the haze areas, and it does look like, as I showed you, there's got even more of the nuggets inside the little bird bath here in all of the little corners, so you might want to go and check. These were added as part of the first hotfix they had a couple of days ago. So yes, you are going to need actual bug parts now to craft the most basic of these, and that kind of makes more sense. It really was kind of jarring me that you'd be making rocks out of just one particular bug part or just one resource, but it almost makes sense now that you'd be able to craft rocks out of bug rubber plus maybe like an ant part. Nothing secret really, but I just like it's a nice little touch. I've proper given actual wording now and UI about where the laboratories are on the security monitors. I kind of wish they would give us a sneak glimpse at maybe some of the future laboratories and just leave it as a question mark on it. But yeah, it's still a nice touch. There's also more notes scattered around and basically more direction about where or how you should be completing the laboratories too once you've spoken to Burgle. Inside the forest cave, which I call it, basically just near the hedge, where you normally get the ant club, they've actually removed the little backpack with all of the ant heads. And I didn't even realise this when I was doing this actual stream, but they've actually removed the skeleton in here as well. So I'm wondering now if all the skeletons have been removed from the game. You can see, look, the backpack's gone and there's no skeleton anymore. Actually no, that's not true. There are still skeletons because I do remember getting the bee armor set from the anthill and there were still some skeletal parts. But yeah, that one's definitely changed or has been removed. You should notice also there's a brand new marked off area in the wetlands. Now this was in the original patch notes, but I didn't really understand. I just thought they extended something else. But yeah, it seems to be there's going to be something dropped in this area. You can see all the markings around it. So if you somehow did pick this base spot, I doubt it very much because it's not a particularly great area or a great location. Look out for this though, just in case you might need to move some stuff out of the way if you do happen to have some sort of base or some sort of construction there. But yeah, it looks like they're going to put a boot there or maybe another gnome. That's what chat was kind of saying, that it could be something along them lines. So that's obviously going to be in the next big update or the 1.0 update. So move anything you've got in that way. And there we go, really, just a couple of little changes that you might not have noticed, and I'm sure there's going to be more. Any more updates, I'll let you guys know, and yes, I will do a complete guide on every location, every nugget in the game, so you can get the maximum out of upgrading and stuff, and really go over everything you need to know with the 1.0 update when everything's finalised. So until then, I'll catch you ratbags later. Bye bye.